morning, guys. Heather from Heather's Zenful Crochet here. I'm just going to do a little chit chat while I crochet. I am working on, it's like a hood for my sister's sister-in-law for her dog. They sent me a picture yesterday and asked if I could make it. But the picture was, it was knitted. But they asked if I could figure out a way to make it crochet since I don't know how to knit. So that's what I'm working on. I'm trying to figure it out. They gave me measurements and everything, so it's 15 inches long, and I'm going to make it 24 inches wide and then attach it long ways like this. And it's pretty much going to be like a cowl hood thing, and it's supposed to look like a frog. Then I'm going to make 2 eyes and attach it to the top, so when the dog wears it, it looks like he's got little frog eyes on top of his head. It's really cute. So I told her I would try and see if I can figure out how to make it. Hopefully what I am doing is going to work out. It has a little bit of stretch this way, which is what the direction it needs to stretch from. It's got more stretch this way, obviously. So hoping this way works. I think this is the only way it will work, so hopefully. We'll see. But I think it'll work out fine. She's got a big dog that I'm making one for, and then she has a smaller dog, so I've got to make 2. One like extra large and then one kind of medium to large size one. So that's what I'm working on. Obviously using worsted weight. I'm using Red Heart Super Saver because this is the color green that I had, and the color that I had the most of. I have 3 full skeins of this, and the color is Frosty Green. It's a really cute color. It's like a light sagey green, so it's really pretty green. So she said she didn't care what color green, as long as it was green, because it was frogs. So that's what I had on hand, so that's what I'm using. So, which is good. I have a lot of worsted weight that I don't really use anymore, so projects that make me use worsted weight are good. Gets me, they're good stash busters. Gets those skeins out of my stash and gives me more room for the Chanel type yarn. I could give you a little tour of my yarn. My yarn is in my office. I work from home. I've told you guys that before. It's my office that I work from home in. So I've got my desk. It's an L-shaped desk. I've got my computer over here with dual monitors for my work from home job. And then the rest of the room is yarn. And I've honestly got so much yarn it won't all fit on the shelves. So I've got some bags of yarn on the floor. And the stuff that's on the floor is mostly like worsted weight stuff that I want to keep because, you know, as a crocheter, we're yarn addicts and I just hate to get rid of yarn. So, if you're interested, let's go ahead and do that real quick. Get you off my stand here. Don't want to wiggle you around too much. Okay. So as I said, I've got a lot of stuff on the floor. There's also a piano in here that was my daughter's when she was a teenager. She was doing piano lessons and learning to play piano, and she does know how to play the piano. She's away. She goes to college about an hour away, so she doesn't really play it anymore. And I've been trying to get rid of it. I have it listed on Facebook Marketplace for free. I don't want anybody to buy it. I wanted to give it to somebody for free who can use it and enjoy it. I just haven't gotten any takers. I'd like to get that out of my room to give me more room for shelving, and so I can get the stuff off the floor. So it's a work in progress, but I'm going to go ahead and turn you guys around. But yeah, pardon the messiness. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is just me sitting in my office desk chair. When I turn around, this is what I see. Okay, so this here is my 2024 temperature blanket. It is done except for weaving in the ends. I've got a lot of ends to weave in. And I've weaved in some, just haven't gotten it all completed yet. So it is technically done. I just got to weave in the ends. And the box it's sitting on is all the yarn that I was using for my temperature blanket. So I've got all that worsted weight yarn in there that will need to go back on the shelves because I'm done with that blanket. And I'm not going to do a temperature blanket this year just because I want to concentrate more on my crochet business. So the less time I'm working on a temperature blanket, the more time I have to work on my business. So anyway, underneath it, I've got some business card things there, but this blanket is a blanket made with worsted weight yarn, not worsted weight, sorry, Bernat blanket yarn. I believe it is almost done. I was making like lap blankets with feet pockets, and that one is just about done. I was going to list it on my Etsy. I just haven't done so yet because the foot pockets are just a little more floppy than I would like them to be, and I haven't figured out a good way to have them not be floppy. So, I don't know. That's a work in progress. Haven't decided if I want to finish that or not, or list it. Let me know what you guys think. If you want to see that blanket, let me know. I can show it to you. I honestly haven't gotten it out of that box in like a year, so I honestly don't remember if it's finished or not. I'm not positive. So anyway, if you want to see that, let me know. This is a shelf here that has all of my. That's a Snuggie that I wear when I'm cold at work. Okay, sorry for the lighting. Okay, so this shelf here, this is, number 10 thread that I don't use. I need to do something with. But this shelf is all velvet yarn. There's more down there, but this is the yarn that I use for my scrunchies. I do sell scrunchies at my crochet booth. I haven't sold very many, but that yarn is pretty well just for scrunchies that I make. And on top of that, I've got some felt that I may use with my Cricut now that I have a Cricut. This is a basket of finished products that I had random yarn here, that scrap. These are finished projects that I had in my booth that I switched out. So I just stuck them in that basket. This is hanging from my curtain rod. It's full of worsted weight yarn that I don't use. This is a wall hanger that was listed in my booth that I took out because it was fall and those are more spring summer colors. So this spring I might put it back in my booth, see if it sells. Got a mandala hanging there that I made, that I just made for the heck of it a couple years ago that I really like. Got a couple of shelves here. This is all cotton yarn. I don't use it very often either. I will make myself some washcloths every now and then. I make my mom some Swiffer pads when she needs them, so I do keep some cotton yarn around for those reasons. Up here, I got a lamp, but I've got 3 layers of shelves here, so three shelves. This is all worsted weight. There is some bulky acrylic here that I have. That stuff I want to use for, I thought about using that stuff to make some more of the cat ear hats or beanies. this yarn here is what I use for that purple cat ear hat that I showed you guys. So thinking about using that to make those hats and get rid of that yarn. Below here I've got cube shelf, and it's full of worsted weight yarn as well. I do use some of it for the F's on my F bombs, like the reds here. That's a purple there that I use. I use that green there for F's. Some reds there. This is all Big Twist plush yarn. I do use that. A lot of black for my F-bombs, and I got some reds for the chill pills and the dynamite sticks that I was making. So I've got those there, and on top of the shelf I just got random scraps of yarn. That is my foot. That's my big foot. That is my pattern. That's the second Bigfoot that I made from my Bigfoot pattern. So, yeah, it's sentimental. I ain't going to get rid of him. This pattern was Meg's Makes Crochet. I believe it's called Puddles the Snowman. That was her pattern. And it was around Halloween time when I made it. So I made it into a witch snowman. I thought it was really cute. But that was before I was using Chanel yarn. So that's made in worsted weight yarn. Got a little poison mushroom there that I just free-handed. Moving on, I've got this wire cube shelf here. It's all full of worsted weight yarn as well. I tried to put this in color blocks, so this is whites and anything that is white base. Cube full of white. That's grays and blacks, browns. Down there is more cotton yarn. Same with that, it's more cotton yarn. On top, I got these plastic bins that we screwed to the wall that was holding some just acrylic specialty type yarns that I got on sale from Hobby Lobby. I've got another one there attached to the wall. That's got some worsted weight acrylic in it and some finished projects that haven't sold yet. Some scraps on top. Okay, so here we go. This here, that basket there is all the yarn I use for my F-bombs, for the flames. I've got just some of that yarn there was what I was using for extra yarn for my temperature blanket that I haven't put away yet. And this shelf here, there's a bunch of random stuff in it. It's not even all crochet stuff, some random craft stuff in that. So back away here, I do have a knitting machine down in there that I don't use. Alright, and back up here are the bags that I have on the floor. This stuff, I do have it kind of organized. This stuff over here is all cotton yarn. That's my bag of polyfill that I use. This stuff is more bulky yarn that I want to use for cat ear beanies. This here was a random project of like super bulky size 7 yarn that I was going to make a bat with, but I didn't have enough yarn. I just haven't frogged that yet. So it's sitting there waiting for me to frog it. And, oh goodness, okay. Under here are just some random bags of yarn. So we go to Goodwill. My husband will pick up some yarn for me at Goodwill. So I've got some bags of Goodwill yarn down here. And under here is a bag of bright pink and black yarn that I was going to make a skull blanket with for one of my friends, but she moved away and we're not really talking at the moment. So regardless, I can reuse that yarn. My sister loves black and pink, so I can use that yarn for something for her. Alright, so this little basket here has more bulky yarn in it that my daughter's friend gave me. He knits and had a bunch of yarn that he wasn't going to use, so he gifted it to me. This here is a partially done Christmas tree skirt I started this past November, never finished. Some more, well, this is Bernat blanket. This is the green yarn I'm using for the stuff I'm making for my sister-in-law's dog. And grabber. I bought this thing. It is a lifesaver because these shelves are pretty tall, so I use this to, like, oh, you can't even see, sorry, to grab yarn up here that I can't reach. It's been a lifesaver, so I don't have to climb on anything and hurt myself. This blanket here was my 2023 temperature blanket. It's completely done. So I don't make very many blankets. This blanket I made way too narrow. So it's in here because I want to add a border around it to make it wider. So that's why that's in here. And this is the piano that's in my room. Full of stuff. It's got the bench under it. There's a bin here that is full of just chenille yarn. That's all that's in that bin is just chenille yarn. That's kind of what I started with when I started plushies and stuff. And that little thing is full of just chenille as well. There is another box underneath the bench over here that you can't see that is full of worsted weight yarn that I actually got gifted to me from Meg's Makes Crochet. Before she moved, she only lived an hour and a half away from me, so she had announced that she was getting rid of she was destashing and asked if anybody wanted it. So I said I did, and I told her I only live an hour and a half away. So we set up a time and I went to her house and I picked up this yarn, and it was amazing. I really enjoyed meeting her. We were both nervous, meeting somebody we never met before, but yeah, it was good. So that bin there is actually the one I got from Meg, that had some of that just chenille in it and worsted weight yarn. So anywho, the bench here for the piano also holds random stuff on it as well. That is a Caboodle makeup kit box that I have. I put some of my safety eyes in it. Back in this corner, it's a bucket hat I made for myself, a pillow that I made that's listed on my Etsy. Actually, there's another pillow I have listed on my Etsy there. And I made some crochet hooks that I tried to sell in my booth. Those are sitting there. They didn't sell, so those are sitting there. And this little group of stuff is glitter and nail polish and stuff that I use when I want to make my own safety eyes, paint my own safety eyes. So that's what that stuff is. And that's a random empty bag. And the plushies that I take from my booth that I swap out, these are the ones that I have here. Just sitting here. That was a prototype of my Thunderbird pattern that I never released. One of his eyes fell out because I didn't attach the backs. And some more of my finished projects that didn't sell on my booth. I got my whiteboard there for ideas and stuff like that. And this is what you were looking at when I was talking about getting the yarn from Meg. So this is where a lot of my chenille yarn is kept, on this shelf here. Back in the corners, just some random cotton yarn. And then I got some of these little shelves here sitting next to the door. That has some more blanket yarn. This little tub here is full of finished products that I swapped out at my booth that didn't sell. Alright, and then over here Oh, I got more polyfill here that I was using. This is my little cart. Oh my goodness, sorry. This is my little cart that I wheel out to the living room when I'm working on the couch. It's got yarn on it. Usually keep all of my crochet hooks in a little bag on it. Down on the bottom, I have black and white worsted weight yarn for face details that I make. Next to it is another shelf. That shelf only has Big Twist Posh on it. That's where my Posh is. Don't have a whole lot, but I have some. I really like that yarn. I love that yarn, honestly. I need to use it more often, to be honest with you. This here are some more of those canvas storage boxes that has more blanket yarn. Got a cube shelf underneath my window here. It's full of random blanket yarn. This shelf is mostly stuff that I got from Goodwill, so it's kind of rando bunch of stuff. I am using it though. I had some pink in there. Actually, it's this pink here that I used to make that heart that I forgot to take a picture of and sent to my booth. Alright, this pink box is the box I use to carry my products to and from my booth. That trash bag has a bunch of finished products that I took out of my booth. Got more polyfill. This shelf back here is actually a shoe rack. I use it for more blanket yarn on top. I got my window blanket yarn. Got some eyes that I keep over here and my puff paint. So this is what it looks like, and this is my desk. It looks messier than it actually is. This corner drives me nuts. I've been trying to clean it up because I want to use this end of my desk, so if I want to make overhead videos or whatever, I can have this desk, part of my desk, cleared off, put my ring light here, and have it, over the desk so I can do overhead videos. So that's my plan there. But, it's January. Spring cleaning's coming up, and that's what I'm starting to work on, so... And then behind my door here, I've got one of these laundry things hanging that I have more blanket yarn hanging in. So, I've gotten creative. I use laundry mesh bags. I use shoe racks. These little, I don't even know what they're called, but I've seen those usually made for like kids' toys. And then a shelf my husband made and no shelves. Yeah, so is it even a crafter's room if it's not a mess? So, and then I got my TV there that I watch while I'm working and crocheting. But anyway, that's the tour of my room. Work in progress. If you want, let me know if you're interested. I can keep you updated when I move things, get things out of here, rearrange, get this cleaned off. If you're interested, I can do another tour once all that stuff is done. But anyway, sit back down here. Ooh, sorry, hope that doesn't make you motion sick. Spinning around so I can put you guys back down in on my stand. But yeah, I'm just going to continue working on this little frog hat cowl thing. And when I get done with it, I will update you, so you can see what it looks like, give you a little better idea of what I'm actually making. So anyway, enough rambling for today. I will let you guys go. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content, please like the video. Please subscribe. I am going to try to upload like 2 videos a week. That may not always happen, but I'm going to try and be consistent because consistency helps with growth. So I can grow my business and grow my community on here. I am using the community tab here on YouTube, so go check that out. I am posting some things on there, pictures and little updates of things I'm working on. So if you're interested, go check that out. Comments, I do reply to all comments. I do like to interact with you guys and chat, so please do so. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye bye.